Maria, we're back. It's been a while. It's been a nice little break. And during that break, Anchor, the platform, seems to have completely glitched out, and it removed all or most of the episodes, and then I went back in and had them re-add them, but now they're all out of order, and it's complete chaos. And since there's only about 15 listeners, I was like, I guess I don't even care to keep staying on a chat with Anchor to see how they can reorder my episodes of a podcast that no one listens to. So the platform is I don't know. There's some kind of glitch, and I'm too lazy to. I mean, if this was making money or something, maybe I'd change. I'd care, but it's like it really doesn't matter. And apparently you can listen to any episode and it can sound new because people, I think my sister and someone else asked about an episode that was from like 3 years ago because it was just now showing it for some reason. Anyways, yeah. So the platform's fucked. Took a nice little break. For anyone keeping score or that remembers me, my name is Asher, and I came out to LA for Christmas for like a month or two. And I broke my foot, and I've been here since. The foot is now finally, allegedly, fully healed. It still kind of hurts, and there's still weird bruising, but I'm allowed to go back to New York now. But also in this time period, my contract of my job has now ended, and they did not renew. Therefore, I find myself in the classic Asher position of needing a job and not really, like I should focus my energy on that instead of this or anything else. But I gotta create. I honestly have been missing hating on things, and I bet you guys have been missing hearing me hate. I bet that you guys miss my rage. That's what I assume, and it's not based on the plays on Spotify because those are down to 0. But yeah, I mean, what's funny is just like stand-up, I keep notes. Like, if I think of something that I like, I'm like, I can't not write it down. I have to write it down. So I consistently I have hundreds and hundreds of pages of notes on my computer and phone and stuff for this podcast and for stand-up. And, it reaches the very absurd point where I go, well, if I don't do it, then it is weird that I keep compiling these things. So yeah, I've been missing my rage outlet here on This World Blows, and so I'm back. I guess I don't know. We'll see how long until I quit again. But I'll tell you this much: I have been working on a new project. I've not been doing nothing. I've been working very hard on a new project that I will not even name on this platform because it wouldn't benefit me at all. But I'm working hard on a project, and I'll tell you this much, guys: it's getting about 1,000 times more views than this podcast or any other comedy thing I've ever done. And I think what it is that I've kept it isolated from people that know me. Because and I'm not, and here's the part where I'm going to really go in and blame the people that might even be listening to this. But I'm keeping this new project. It's not a secret. I'm just keeping it separate from my personal social media and stuff. And it seems to be working great. Like, people like me. Like, people outside of the people I know like me. It's crazy. So I'm starting to blame everyone I know for suppressing my comedy and not letting it echo out. It's funny. My brother Ben was in town here in LA for a little while, and I was complaining to him about how, like, people won't share my shit, and he was like, I'll probably misquote him, but he said something about how people don't want to share cringy shit, and I'm like, I guess that's true of the people I know and such, but people hit me up privately in messages and say they love it or say they like my comedy and stuff, but they don't share it. And I guess it goes back to my point that I've made many times on this very platform, which is that your friends and family will never be your fans. I never expect them to be like obsessed with me or think I'm that great. But I'm hoping there's a bleed out through them that people one step removed see something and they go, oh, that guy's funny or whatever. But that requires your friends and these people like sharing things on platforms, and it's impossible to get for me, that I've noticed. And I mean, I've even recently asked a friend. I was like, please share this. I'm trying to get this to get some whatever heat on some posts, and he said he tried, but it wouldn't let him. And that is hilarious and not true. It's just that I don't know. People are like love sharing flyers to some type of event that they won't attend, but they won't share my comedy. And here, my philosophy is this with people's projects and things online. And I mean, I guess it depends on. I guess I might be guilty of this too, but I'm just saying, I will share people's stuff without even having looked at it or listened to it. If they're my friend, if they're a good buddy and they're putting something out, I'm gonna share it before I even check it out, because that's gonna help them. And that's actually what, on these platforms at least, that's what you want more than someone just going, I like this personally. You want them to actually literally put it in their stories and share it, because that's the only way things radiate. So that's my first go-to. If a friend has a new project or a thing and they put it out there, I'm gonna also share it. Doesn't even mean I like it. Doesn't mean I've listened to it, but I'm gonna share it because we're fucking friends. And I've found that does not happen for me. I mean, maybe I'm just being dramatic. Maybe it does. But I feel like it doesn't, especially compared to this new project, what I'm witnessing occur, which is just a lot more interest and just, having fun. And maybe that's the problem. Maybe I want to have too much fun and fun is done. I don't know. I do get like truly like disgusted and like sickened by any friends like real estate post online or whatever like boring shit people. Like it makes me sick to my stomach a lot of times when I'm seeing people's just regular lives. No offense to anyone, and I hope I truly do hope you're happy in that state. It's not that I don't think it's wrong. It does just there's a certain type of person I went to high school with who is now doing some element of real estate or something. There's just a certain level of like I can't believe. It's not that I can't believe that's your job. It's that I can't believe this is what you post on. This is your identity. This is how you want to be seen online. Is like you giving tours of mansions when I've like seen you. Like half naked throwing up at parties. It's crazy. And I'm not saying you should remain the old you. I'm not saying the cool thing would be if you're a mom of 4 and are a wild party hound. I don't mean that. I don't even know what I mean. I don't know where I belong in the world, because I'm like, I don't really know what I want or want to even see out of people. Like I'm like, I don't want you to be a wild child. Of course, if you're a parent, you should be normal. In fact, I guess what I want is you to be offline. If you're boring, get offline. Like, don't make us look at your food. Don't make us look at your general trip to somewhere in the middle of America or like a local township like 45 minutes outside of your own city. Don't make me look at that. I don't want to see boring things, okay? And I'll say this while working on this new project I've been working on. I've been so feverishly working. It's a YouTube thing, and also the other platforms clip it. You got to get everyone to look and fight. But I haven't really had time to go to my own social media for a few weeks there, or my personal one. And of course, I found like, this felt great to not have to see people's lives that make me depressed, and to not feel like I'm putting stuff out that they don't even like. So now I am lower than them. Like it was great to not be connected to any of those personal things. And also, it makes me realize how much it's like, why would people I worked with at P.F. Chang's 15 years ago like my comedy? Like, of course, they won't. Like, it doesn't, or your aunts and uncles or people that you knew. It just, that's, maybe I'll just stop entirely putting comedy on personal social. I'll take a page from my own book and say, it's time for no more personal social media. It's only products. We're only putting out products for people to enjoy, and they can up or down vote it. It's the new me. But yeah, it is. I mean, it's not disheartening. I'm experiencing a weird thing where I'm like, I put so much. I'm not trying to be an influencer, but I will say when I put out videos of any type, even like little stupid comedy videos on Instagram, whatever, I do put a lot of work into editing and creating these stupid things, and the highest it's ever gonna get is like 1,000 views, maybe 2,000 if I'm lucky. And in my new project, I'm getting 500,000 very easily. Not to brag, but I just got one video that hit 1 million the other day. So I'm just saying, like, it is astounding to me to look at these two lanes where I put the same amount of work in, and one gets zero support, and one gets not support, but interest or whatever. People look at it. It's interesting. The other interesting thing is that when you get 1 million views on something, you'd be amazed at how quickly it becomes political. And I mean that literally. Like everyone, not everyone, but a huge portion of people in the comments start making it about politics. And if you guys watch my comedy, you know I don't give a fuck about politics. And I think if you do give a fuck about politics, you're lame. I really wanted to say you're gay, but I know that wouldn't make you gay at all to like politics. That would be a very inaccurate statement. But I think if you like politics if you want to talk about something that you only know because someone else talked about it, you're a piece of shit. You're a nobody, and you should dissolve. Although I do need you to watch my videos and comment, because that's gonna help me. So before you end your own life, watch my videos. But it's wild how much people will jump in and go, "Bet you're a Biden guy," or whatever, or Trump. Like they don't like. There's no. It's like there's nowhere else your brain can go besides this concept that everything on Earth, even comedy videos, must be related to a political party is funding this. Like this is, I mean, we've reached the impasse where like now we can understand why people in the past were not allowed to learn how to read. Like in some certain eras, only like priests could read the Bible. Only priests knew how to read. So that's the person who speaks for God. Because otherwise, this is what happens, where everyone goes, "No, I talked to God too. No, I talked to God. God told me this, actually. Actually, God told me I'm supposed to leave my wife." This is what happens. Like, people are stupid. Yeah, people are stupid, and they are bad. Yeah, I miss this, guys. I miss sitting here and talking about how much this world has got to go. It's got to go. I can't remember if this was talked about in one of the last episodes. I think it might. Oh, also, I forgot about this. Before Anchor spazzed out in the episodes and fucked it up, I recorded 2 episodes, and then Logic, something went crazy, erased it. I spent 3 days trying to recover the files. I could not. And that's when I go, all right, we're taking a break, guys. We're taking a break. But anyways, I think I covered this in one of those lost episodes, but this really must be spoken of. So there's some show called, I don't know, it's on YouTube. It's a British show, or it used to be. One of those shows that now lives on YouTube. It's like real life story, or some, one of those free shows now. But this one episode was having a guy who was a prisoner, a child prisoner in like a war camp in Africa, in some part, a child slave, a child soldier who was tortured and the worst horrors could ever happen to this guy. They had him meet up with the guy who used to torture him in the camp. And I just remember. So the whole idea of the show is that your eyes can speak more than your words. And so the premise of the show is that people meet up with people they have some kind of trauma with, and they don't speak. They just stare at each other in a room with cameras on them for like an hour, and then maybe they speak afterwards. It's crazy, okay? It's basically just guaranteeing the camera can make people cry and film it. So basically, this is what happens. This guy gets to sit in a room with the guy that tortured him, and the guy that tortured him don't care. The guy that tortured this child literally doesn't give a shit about it. He has no remorse, doesn't care, and this traumatizes the person who was a prisoner and a tortured person even more, because the guy does not give a fuck that he did this to you. You can see it in his, I mean, he says it, but you can also see it in his eyes. Like, this is not a human, this is a shark. And there's many people like this that unfortunately you could never reach because they were never human. And the churches, good people think that you could get to the soul in there. There's no soul. There's many people that are vicious fucking sharks wandering around the streets that there's not a thing that could happen to them that could, they don't have a soul. You could tie that guy up and start cutting off his limbs one by one to see if you could reach any type of. He wouldn't even squirm. He wouldn't care. He's not a human. And I mean, I would say anyone who like gleefully tortures children in a prison camp is not a human. It's not. You're not. I'm sorry. Yeah. So there's no way to like apply to this man's heart. It ain't existing. He just has to get smited out. But so this show was just like this. I can't believe they even aired this. It's like you just showed that people can't be changed, and that there are some people in life that are sharks, and there are some people that are just little lambs that will always be injured by the sharks. Like it's like you re-injured this guy even more. So thank you so much for that show, guys. Get out there, look. I don't remember the name. It's just like. It's called like Look at Me, or I don't know. It's incredible and hilarious. So the biggest headline has obviously been Diddy for a long time now. And, let's get into this real quick. Not about what he's done or any of the related things, but let's get into the culture's quick jump to make this hilarious. Because that's my fucking job, okay? And when everyone jumping in on the ring of that this is funny, it's crazy. And I've said this before in the cast. I know I've said this. That part of the reason I think that these type of things don't change culturally is because we literally laugh at them. Like we think it's funny that this black rapper was gay. It's hilarious because he's black and he's a rapper. He can't be gay. I mean, he's certainly raping people. And doing many other sexual assault type things, probably pedophilic things, but the overriding idea is that it's funny. No Diddy, what's up, y'all? And that's wild to me. That it is. I mean, it's funny. It's like the culture being so snotty makes me sound like I'm a prude. I'm not saying Diddy can't be mocked for this. I'm saying that the overall overarching idea that like just saying no Diddy is funny is crazy. If that guy's rape, you're saying rape. It's no rape. Yo, no rapey. No pedophilia. Yo, I'm nothing like Diddy fucking people against their own will. It's weird. And I guess I don't have anything else to say about it. It's not funny if you can't think of a clever take, a clever angle. Give me something on this, guys. Not just that a black man is gay. If you didn't think he was gay before, I mean, don't even get me started about rap culture, fear, like. Where gay collides with rap culture is hilarious. Because if you're in jail and you're fucking dudes, that's straight up straight. And, like, what are we talking about here, guys? All the people all of the rapper dudes that are like, no Diddy, you guys, what about if you're in jail? Is that cool, though? Is that tight to just, sex is more about power, so when I fuck a man's ass, you know what I like to think about? I like to think about all the prisoners in jail that rape men, and they think they're like, this is badass. It's like that right after, literally directly after that, those guys have to get poop off of their dicks. Men's poop is on their dicks that they have to get off. They have to quickly remove that. So that's, and I hope there's no children listening to this. I just thought about this. This is a very vulgar episode, so children, don't listen. But I'm just saying, guys, you're not a thug if you have to wipe men's poop off your dick. Okay? You're not thugging. That ain't thugging. Yo, man, I get so horny that I just fuck a guy. I'm a thug. What should we end with? Let's end with Linkin Park because, as everyone knows, Linkin Park came back long after they ever could have come back. Also, I mean, even if Chester was not dead, they could not come back and be successful because it's so far past an era of the only ones holding on is Coldplay, and we're all laughing at them anyways, you know. And Linkin Park, they've done some pretty hilarious genre jumping in the same way Coldplay, but they could never get as big as the Play has gotten. But anyways, they're back with a new female singer. Everyone knows about this. Is old news now that she's a Scientologist and supported Danny Masterson. And the singer of At the Drive-In has come out against her. I mean, we're living in the funniest time of my fucking life that I am almost 40 years old, and these characters, like the singer of At the Drive-In, is connected to that 70s show guy, and is connected to Linkin Park, and it's in current headlines. Like, it's blowing my fucking mind, honestly, that this is what's... Part of me is going, is this full simulation? Because we're having, like, the stupid things of my youth are re-emerging in this insane way that should have never happened. But anyways, Linkin Park's back in there, and it's hilarious because... You know, they aren't whatever they used to be sucked, whatever they are now sucked. I mean, they've turned into just a no-cap Andrew Schultz kind of band where everyone's wearing just, like, Air Force Ones and like clean clothes. Mike Shinoda is like, he's straight up Hassan Minaj, clean, no cap boy, and constantly smiling, which is hilarious because their music was always allegedly so dark and like, and you know, whatever. And so like the only guy left in the band that's not dead is a smiling, happy guy that used to rap and now doesn't even rap. It's so perfect and so much of what I love. But that, because they came back and did this thing, we're in the headlines for, you know, all the stupid shit. That started me going back through old Linkin Park live footage, old Linkin Park documentaries. They did lots of like in-studio filming of them making CDs and shit, and making CDs, recording albums. But I love to, I mean, if anyone knows me, you know I love watching, especially nu metal in-studio documentaries. It's some of my favorite type of shit because, I mean, for honestly any studio documentary is going to be funny to me because people put so much work and effort and care into something that truly does not matter.
Give it that frantic, like, vibrato-y thing. What the fuck is going on with my computer? Same thing.
I said the wrong word.
Find the passion!
Fuck! Sky!
Turn that up 3 more notches and just let's see what happens.
When I close my eyes tonight,
And there's so much time wasted. It's hilarious, especially bands like Linkin Park that will they try to do this committee thing, like everyone gets to say, let's be fully democratic, but really you're that's art by committee, whatever. It's like this is not good. If everyone gets a full equal say on every lyric and every drum beat and every sound that gets made, then this is art by committee. It's not actually unique or interesting. And whenever you listen to Linkin Park's music, everyone knows this. It's not complicated music. It's not something that you listen to and go, you would never think that any of their songs went through 12 iterations and they changed timings and tempos. And, like, you'd never assume that. But that is true. Like oops, my foot beeper just went off. Still doing the foot magnet thing, guys. But like all their music is very simple, basic music. The lyrics also, Skydive, Fly, Why My, Cry, I Want to Feel, I Want to Hear, I Want to Feel, Real, Meal, Squeal, Deal. I mean, it's just, it's very simple music. So to think that it goes through so many iterations and every lyric gets redone 8 times, it's crazy. And you can watch them in the studio doing this. They have tons of footage of them just all going back and forth, taking one thing and just spending so much time on it to make them all feel like they have their thumbprint on it. I get that's part of a band thing. You want to all feel like you equally created it, but it's just bullshit. You spent a month in the studio when you could have spent maybe a week or maybe a few days. Like, listen to this music. Listen to it. It's not hard. You can play any of this stuff very easily, very simply, very quickly. But that's why I love it. I love to hear people wasting time. I love in studio. I mean, there's a great Backstreet Boys doc where they're trying to come back as grown-ups but write their own music, which they ended up not doing because it was horrible. But it shows them trying to write, and the same thing, like disagreeing about, like, can you say sadness or madness or gladness? Like it's so funny to watch grown-ups try to work that out, because it's not, you don't even need one mind to do this. You guys, everyone knows how to make fucking songs. Everyone that makes music, I guess. Everyone I've ever played in a band with can play bass, drums, guitar, and sing. Like, you can write, you can make music. So it's like, it's not that fucking hard. And that's why I was so successful at it. Anyway, so I've been watching a lot of these Linkin Park in studio, old docs where they're... Also, the kind of person that films himself writing something is insane. Like, it's altering the entire room to have a camera in there. And also, people that film themselves, they let a camera in the room when they're recording vocals, so the camera can only hear your vocals. It's the most embarrassing, vulnerable, cringy thing I've ever heard, but it happens all the time. It's like, you're in this, in the headphones, he's hearing the band, but the camera is only getting you go, yo, yo. It's so embarrassing, and I love it. So anyone looking for some good docs, I don't even know if they have names. Just go on YouTube, Linkin Park in studio documentary, and you're gonna have a great fucking time. All right, I guess that's gonna be it for now, guys. We'll see if this keeps going. Maybe we'll crank it up to level 2. Maybe we'll crank it up to level 2. I have no idea what episode it was, number-wise, so who cares, you know? Goodbye.
Your hand is mine. 1 minute you're on top. Next you're not. Watch it drop. Making the rock stop. Just before you hit the floor. 1 minute you're on top. Next you're not. Missed your shot. Making the rock stop. You think you won, and then it's all gone. So many people like me put so much trust in all your lies. So